star fell from your heart and landed in my arms. And I screamed aloud.
Hello, my name is Albert Rogers III. I am a senior theater major and a member of the marketing team. These Shining Lives by Melanie Marnich is a show about 4 factory workers who bravely stand up against the Radium Dow Company in which they're employed and the injustices of corporate greed. Take, for example, Miss Catherine Donahue, who bravely stands against this company and at the age of just 19 years old is a prime example of the braveness and the rarity that these women bring and the injustice that they are done. Today, we have various actors and designers and director Amy Cuomo and faculty member who will answer some of our questions and talk to us about this remarkable show.
Hi, I'm Jamie Britt, and I'm designing the lights for These Shining Lives.
I'm Mike Vaughn. I'm the props designer for These Shining Lives. I'm a sophomore theater major.
Hi, I'm Amy Cuomo, and I'm the director for These Shining Lives.
I'm Erica Ragsdale. I'm a junior here at the University of West Georgia. I'm a theater major, and I am playing Catherine Donahue.
I'm Andre Ward Jr., senior theater minor, and I'm acting as Tom Donahue in These Shining Lives.
My name is Rachel Nastrom. I am a sophomore theater major, and I'll be playing Frances O'Connell in These Shining Lives.
I have had to do so much research just for props because everything has to fit into this specific period around the Great Depression era. So I've spent a lot of time on the internet. I spent a lot of time in the library. It's been a fun, interesting, and sometimes painstaking process to get everything to be exact for this era.
Some of the research that I've done has been based on Amy Cuomo's concept, and I've looked at a lot of dreamlike pictures such as galaxy pictures and pictures that have happy colors and really invoke the mood and tone of this play.
I've done a lot of research on the Radium Dial Company because this show depicts a real event. These women were real. The lawyers, the doctors, the boss, everybody was real, and the Radium Dial Company opened in New Jersey, and then it opened up another branch in Chicago, which is where the show takes place. And the whole radium concept came out because it was a substance used for the paint was called undark, which was a glow-in-the-dark element that they used to paint these watches with so they would glow in the dark. And the women would take the paintbrush and they would put it in their mouth, so they were ingesting this paint. And as we know now, radium has very terrible effects, horrific effects on your health. So as an actor, it's helpful to know this because this is what we are suffering from, so it kind of helps to understand what really happens.
Well, after I first read the play, I realized that it was actually a true story after I spoke with the director and the costume designer. And I decided to do some research of my own, and I went online and I found a lot of things on the Radium Dial Company, and I found the real Catherine Donahue. And through that, I found this really cool website of this guy who was actually the lawyer's grandson, and he had all of the newspaper clips. And I read a lot of the newspaper clips, and I saw a lot of pictures of the real women and everyone who were involved in the show, the real people. And it just made everything a lot more real to me. And that encouraged my writing.
What I was first most intrigued with about the show is the language. It's really beautiful. As a matter of fact, our set designer, Tommy Cox, when he read it, said it reads like song lyrics. It's truly lovely. But what else is really intriguing about the show, it's one of the best portrayals of a marriage that I've ever seen on stage. There's a lot of give and take, there's a lot of love in the play, there's a lot of friendship, and students who have read it have really keyed in on that, and I think they've really enjoyed it.
What's most intriguing are the relationships between all of the characters and how we display those relationships through the passion and the laughter and the arguments. And the best element is the movements that we do to display those. It's very different.
Well, it's similar in themes with as far as work and relationships goes. It's really hard to balance between the two because you always have to make a sacrifice between either your job or your relationship. And I think this play really captures how that struggle is really shown in our everyday life.
I think in some ways, although we're far more technological in our world today, and in some ways far more isolated, the drives for connection are the same. The people in the play connect with each other in the same way that we try to connect with each other. The methods which we do that sometimes change, but the desire to know someone, to be with someone, to laugh with someone, those haven't changed at all. Also, some of the themes of, and while not all corporations are bad, some are very responsible and do great, great things. Sometimes corporations look at the bottom line and people become expendable. And that hasn't changed from the 1920s and 30s till now. I mean, we just saw a huge disaster with BP. We just saw the West Virginia miners in big trouble because people were negligent because human lives weren't valued. And that theme runs throughout the play.
In terms of movement, we've been learning a lot of really cool things. We've had a guest artist, Imogen Knight from Frantic Assembly, come in, and we did a really intense workshop with her, and we learned a lot of really cool movements about discovering how we can use our bodies in different ways, and we've worked with other professors, and it's just been really helpful, and I think it's going to be a really cool concept for the show, make it different.
With movement, it helped us be more creative in our choices. Instead of just coming out and doing certain things, we are trying to use movement in a way of interpreting how we would really feel in that particular moment versus lashing it out.
We did a lot of workshops with Imogen Knight as well as with some of the professors, Shelley Ellman and Honey Darvis, and they taught us different techniques with using our hands and every single part of our bodies and picturing things hit us and rolling on the floor and yoga. And it helps us be in tune with ourselves and our words and the people around us.
It's going to be great. We're being so conceptual with this, and it's just going to be amazing. That's all I can say.
It's a very touching and emotional story about women fighting for what they believe in, and it's gonna look great, so come see it.
It's fun, it's so many different characteristics of regular life. You have the passion and the love and the anger and the sadness, and it's really interesting. It's not like anything else that's around on this campus.
I'm in it, it's fun, it's very sensual and sexy and witty, and I think anybody who comes sees it will have a fun time.
It's such a touching show, and it relates to today. Just because it takes place a long time ago doesn't mean it's that different from things today, and the themes are the same. And it's just going to be really cool visually, I think, because we're kind of going away from the non-traditional, making everything realistic, and it's going to be really cool to watch.
A wonderful cast. I'm privileged to be working with some very dedicated actors who are doing everything they can to bring this show to life in very interesting ways. We're doing some interesting work with movement. We're doing some interesting work with workshops on different acting techniques. And I think it's very exciting, and I think the production will be very exciting.